Hey, 8th grade. Today we're moving on to Chapter 1, Section 3, which is on cube roots on page 14. Yesterday we were working with square roots and squares, and today we are moving on to cubes. So a perfect cube is the product of a rational number multiplied by itself 3 times. Remember that product means answer, right? So you're thinking of the answer. Sticking. The cube root is the value that when multiplied by itself 3 times gives that answer, that number. The symbol of a cube root is that division sign almost with a little tail, but now it has a 3 on it, specifically asking for the number that goes into it 3 times. If we take a look at some examples, okay? I started this first one, 8. Find the cube roots of A, B, and C. 8 is the first one. What goes into 8 3 times? Okay, so you want to cut it into 3 equal factors. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8, so 2 is the answer. 2 is the cube root of 8. For negative 125, what negative number is going to go in? Yikes, I didn't quite leave myself enough room. 3 times. It ends in 5, so I would start with a 5, right? Maybe 5 or 15. 5 times 5 is 25. And 25 times 5, a quick way to do that math is think of quarters, right? 25 times 5, that means 5 quarters. And 5 quarters is $1.25. So that means we would end up with our 125. In order to make it negative, they're all going to have to be negative because with our rules, right, a negative times a negative is a positive, but 3 of them is odd, right? So negative 5 times negative 5 would give us positive 25. But then positive 25 times negative 5 would give us our negative 125. So our answer here, our cube root, is negative 5. Negative 5. We're also going to have fractions just like we did yesterday. Okay, so 1 over 64. So 1 cut 3 times, oops, I forgot my little 3, is 1 because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So the top's done. So now we have to think of the bottom. We need a number, well, between what we've got so far, right? So 2 3 times is 8, and 5 3 times is 125, and 64 is somewhere between those two. So something between these would be 3 or 4, right? So if we try 3, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So then let's try 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And with some quick math, maybe we're not sure, maybe we can't do that in our head. That's okay, do it off to the side. 16 times 4, it's 24. Carry the 2, add it, 64. So our answer is going to be 1/4 is the cube root of 1/64. Okay? All right, the second type of problem you're going to see today looks like example number 2, which is find the value of x. So what cubed equals 8 over 343? This is asking the same thing as this. It's just that this is now algebra. Anytime you have a variable, a missing amount, it's algebra. So we're still working on cube roots. We're still trying to use perfect cubes to find the cube root. But instead of asking just in basic, a basic question, they're going to make it look like this so that you can start working towards algebra. All right, so if we were to cube root both of these sides, right? The square, the cubes would cancel out over here and we'd just be left with an x because there's 3 on this side and 3 on this side. And now the cubed root, x is equal to the cubed root of 343, which is what we now need to find. So what is going to go in 3 times, when multiplied, to 8 over, I'm going to put it 3 times, right? And it's got to be a fraction. So we're going to focus just in the top on the numerator. So 8 we already did actually over in example 1. 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. Okay? So now we have to do 343, and the highest we worked with was 125, which was 5. So that tells me that for 343, I need a higher number than 5. So maybe I'm going to try 6, okay? So off to the side, I'm going to do 6 times 6 is 36. Make sure I'm still on. And so then 36 times 6, do some math, is 6 here. And then 18, 19, 20, 21, 216. That's not what I'm looking for. I need something higher. So if I try 7, 7 times 7 is 49, and then times one more 7, I've got 9 times 7, that's 63, and I carry the 6, and 4 times 7 is 28, and then plus 6, it gives me 34, my 343 I'm looking for. So 7 is what's going to go on the bottom. So x equals 2 sevenths. Okay? All right. Let's do one more like that. Okay, I just want to make sure you've got the look of the algebra. So this is asking for, it's saying if x cubed, if we cube it, is equal to this, what is just one of the x's? That's why we are going to cube root it, right? Because this is 3 of them, and we just want what one of them is, okay? And if we do it to one side, we have to do it to the other because we have to keep things fair in math. So these cancel out, and we're just left with an x, okay? And then on this side, we've got our problem that we need to now solve. So we've got 27 over 216, and we need to think in our heads what 3 times, right, when we multiply, and it's going to be a fraction, is going to equal these numbers. So we'll start with the numerator, 27. So we have done up here 2 got us 8, and 4 got us 64, so we need something between 2 and 4. So if we try 3, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, which is exactly what we need. So 3 is going to be our top number. And then 216 is familiar, I hope, because we found it by accident when trying to solve for the last one, right? So we know that 6 3 times equals 216. 6 times 6 is 36. And then times 6 again gives us the 216. So our answer, x, is equal to 3 over 6, or maybe some of you caught that, 1/2. Either of those would be good answers. Okay? For homework tonight, we are going to try a few of these problems. If you look on page 16, this is homework number 3. I'd like for you to do numbers 6 through 16 even. If you have any questions, I'll be available via email. I don't have office hours today, but I'd be happy to walk you through any of these if you're struggling, okay? So just let me know, send me an email. All right, guys, good luck.